In a dramatic escalation of hostilities, Iran has launched its 18th wave of missile attacks against Israel, marking a sustained and dangerous confrontation in the Middle East. This latest barrage, occurring on June 21st, saw ballistic missiles rain down on central Israel, specifically targeting the suburbs of Holon and Tel Aviv. The attack breached Israel's sophisticated air defense network, setting off fires, damaging infrastructure, and overwhelming emergency services. The intensifying missile war began with the first waves in early 2024 and has since evolved into a relentless campaign. By June 2025, the number of coordinated missile and drone assaults had reached staggering proportions. The 18th wave alone involved a combination of ballistic and cluster warhead missiles, reportedly marking the use of more advanced and destructive Iranian weaponry. Fires erupted across urban neighborhoods, with civilian casualties continuing to rise. This cause of Resulus is Aix. The 14th through 17th waves that preceded this recent attack had already left deep scars on Israeli cities. The 14th wave, launched on June 14th, consisted of dozens of ballistic missiles, some of which hit residential areas in cities like Rishon LeZion. That attack killed at least 2 civilians and injured over 20 others, including a 3-month-old infant. Despite Israel's extensive Iron Dome and Arrow missile defenses, the sheer volume of incoming fire allowed several missiles to bypass interception. The 15th and 16th waves came in rapid succession, utilizing a mixed arsenal of cruise missiles and explosive-laden drones. Over 65 missiles targeted Tel Aviv and Haifa, leading to widespread panic and at least 8 confirmed fatalities. Hospitals reported hundreds of injuries across the country. The 17th wave demonstrated a marked escalation when Iran struck Soroka Medical Center in Beersheba with a Sejjil medium-range ballistic missile. Though a timely evacuation saved many lives, at least 50 patients and medical staff sustained injuries. By the 13th wave on June 13th, Iran had already intensified its missile campaign. Approximately 150 ballistic missiles and over 100 Shahed drones were launched toward Israeli territory. Iron Dome systems intercepted many, but some projectiles made landfall. In one northern Israeli town, 23 individuals were injured in a single strike. A separate missile hit in the West Bank injured 5 Palestinians, highlighting the indiscriminate nature of these attacks. Earlier waves, spanning from April to October 2024, had similarly disruptive effects. The most significant early attack occurred in April 2024, when Iran fired approximately 120 ballistic missiles, more than 30 cruise missiles, and nearly 170 drones. Israel's defensive systems, bolstered by support from the United States, France, and Jordan, managed to intercept 99% of the threats. Casualties remained low, but the attacks exposed vulnerabilities in Israel's ability to absorb and respond to mass salvos. In October 2024, another massive barrage was launched during what Iran dubbed Operation True Promise 2. Around 200 ballistic missiles were fired in a single day. While most were intercepted, several caused infrastructure damage and 1 indirect fatality in Israel. These initial waves laid the groundwork for Iran's current strategy: overwhelm Israeli defenses through sustained pressure. Iran has employed a range of missiles during this campaign, each with distinct characteristics. The Sejjil missile, a solid-fuel medium-range ballistic weapon, has been used for targeted strikes on infrastructure such as hospitals and government buildings. The Hajj Qassam missile, named after the late Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani, is a guided ballistic missile that has been credited with a particularly deadly strike resulting in 10 fatalities and over 200 injuries. One of the more concerning developments is the deployment of cluster warhead missiles. These weapons split into multiple smaller warheads upon re-entry, significantly increasing the likelihood of inflicting widespread damage and evading missile defenses. Recent waves have also included a heavy use of explosive-laden Shahed drones and cruise missiles, further complicating Israel's defensive strategy. Iran has also claimed to launch Fatah-1 hypersonic missiles during the more recent phases of the conflict. Though Iranian media touts the missile's maneuverability and speed, Western analysts remain skeptical of its true capabilities. The Fatah-1 may lack the hypersonic glide phase typically associated with genuine hypersonic weapons, raising doubts about its classification. The human cost of this ongoing missile war has been significant. Civilian fatalities now number in the dozens, and the injured run into the hundreds. The psychological toll has been immense, with millions of Israelis spending long hours in bomb shelters, their daily routines upended by relentless air raid sirens. Critical infrastructure, including hospitals, residential towers, power grids, and even embassy buildings, has come under direct fire. One missile in a recent wave hit the U.S. consulate in Tel Aviv, leading to increased American concern and involvement. The United States has thus far refrained from direct military engagement, but has significantly ramped up logistical and material support. American naval destroyers equipped with SM-2, SM-3, and SM-6 missile interceptors have been stationed in the eastern Mediterranean. The U.S. has also rushed THAAD systems and fresh shipments of Iron Dome interceptors to Israeli territory. Israel, for its part, has shown remarkable resilience. Despite sustaining 18 waves of intense bombardment, the Israeli military has managed to maintain operational functionality across its missile defense, intelligence, and airstrike capabilities. Israeli fighter jets have conducted preemptive strikes deep into Iranian territory, reportedly destroying more than 1/3 of Iran's missile launchers. This strategy of air dominance has temporarily disrupted Iran's ability to sustain high-frequency attacks, but the pace of missile launches suggests Tehran has deep reserves. The Israeli government has stated that it will continue to respond proportionately but forcefully to any attacks, vowing not to allow its deterrence to erode. Military analysts suggest that Israel can maintain its current level of defense for several more weeks, provided the United States continues to supply key defense materials. However, concerns are mounting about the sustainability of Israel's missile defense stockpiles. The Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow 3 systems are all being pushed to their operational limits. Recent waves have forced the Israeli Defense Forces to make difficult decisions about which targets to prioritize for interception. The situation becomes even more precarious when multiple types of projectiles, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, drones, are launched simultaneously. Diplomatic efforts to de-escalate have so far proven unsuccessful. Iran has conditioned any potential ceasefire on an end to Israeli airstrikes in Syria and Lebanon. Meanwhile, Israel insists that it will not negotiate under fire. Western nations, while expressing concern, have mostly deferred to the United States for leadership on the issue. As of June 21, 2021, the Iran-Israel missile conflict shows no signs of abating. The 18th wave of attacks is the latest in a sequence that may yet grow longer. Iran's continued missile launches, the expanding civilian toll, and the increasing involvement of external powers such as the United States all point to a broader and more dangerous confrontation on the horizon. The coming weeks will be critical. If Iran continues to escalate, Israel's ability to sustain its deep offensive attacks may hinge entirely on foreign support. If missile barrages intensify or new technologies are introduced, the regional balance could be tipped. For now, the people of Israel brace for what may come next, as the 19th wave looms on the horizon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more latest updates from Zalengam Media.
بس يصير فوق الغلاف الجوي كيف بيختفي ما هم طايرين فوق ليك وين بيطلع.
תשמע, אני בשוק. לא הבנתי למה צועקים.
واو. انك بس تصير فوق الغلاف الجوي كيف تختفي.